All right, what's up, guys? How's everybody doing? There's nobody here yet. I didn't really advertise this, but we're here. So, big weekend coming up for Wrestlemania. I gotta say, I'm excited for maybe like half of these matches. By the way, on Sunday, Yakking with Yukon, I don't know how to wear my hat straight. By the way, Sunday Yakking with Yukon will be at 5 o'clock Central Time to compensate for WrestleMania, since me and my guest Gary's Grails want to watch it. And I'll tell you, looking at the match card, what I've got in here in front of me, which I can't show you because I'm on my cell phone now. But looking at these two nights, I think Sunday is a lot better than Saturday. Out of the ones I'm looking at right now on Saturday, I think I'm interested in maybe 3 of them, as opposed to like 1, 2, 4 of them on Sunday. So there's 2 of you watching. Introduce yourselves, say hello. Well, let's go ahead and get to it. Like I said, WrestleMania 40, been a lot of hype about it. Obviously, the matches that people are probably the most excited about is the tag match between Reigns and the final boss versus Cody and Seth. So what's up, Kenny? How you doing, man? Good to see you. So obviously that's the bigger one for night 1, Saturday night. And then night 2, obviously, Reigns versus Cody. So what do I think is going to happen? You know, I think every jackass YouTuber in the land has done this. So I'm like, why not? I'll do it too. What do I think is going to happen? All right, so let's go over night 1. And we'll start with the kind of crappy, because there's a few crappy ones, the crappy matches. And I'll also let you guys know what I think, like if somebody's going to turn heel, if somebody's going to do this, how's it going to go? So let's start it out. Probably one of the worst matches on here. This is just we have to have this guy in every single Mania. I mean, if we didn't, geez, the end of the world. But it's Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee. Now, why did we put Dragon Lee in this? Shouldn't Carlito be in this? But Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee versus Santos Escobar and Dirty Dom, the Boo Master. I would have rather seen Mysterio and Carlito versus Santos and Mysterio. It makes no sense that Dragon Lee is in this. It should have been Mysterio and Carlito versus Santos and Dominic. Bad booking by Triple H. Does anybody care about this match? I could give a damn. I don't care who wins. I kind of hope Santos and Dirty Dom win. I think Dirty Dom needs he's getting booed out of the building literally every single night. So I think he needs a little bit of a pump up. Carlito goes heel. Maybe. That's not bad. That's not bad. I kind of wonder what would happen if Carlito did go heel. Would he kind of join see, they're kind of leaving the whole Judgment Day thing coming up in the air. They're teasing that Andrade might go, but I think Andrade's going to stay face, honestly. So honestly, that'd be interesting. But that's a good take, Carlos. Maybe. Kenny says Lee was an odd add-on. I wonder if Carlito's injured. He hasn't done much. That is a good point as well. So who do I think is going to win this match? I really don't care, but I think Santos and Dirty Dom got it. I think that would be good for both of them. And can we get Rey Mysterio out of there? For the love, please. Enough. Rey Mysterio, dude, retire. That's enough. Please. Your son is the future, so retire. So that is that match. I will not be watching that match. Next match. I don't think this match is a total throwaway. This is Bianca, Naomi, and Jade Cargill versus Damage Control. This is a great time to either turn Bianca or Jade heel. I am with my good buddy Collecting Havoc, where we need a Bianca Belair character change. She's boring. She's not entertaining anymore. It's kind of the same thing. So I would really like to see Bianca turn on Naomi and Jade, and then get the Bianca Jade thing going. Maybe have that match at SummerSlam. I think that'd be good. That'd be a pretty good match. Nobody gives a crap about Damage Control anymore because 3 of them can't speak English, and Bailey's out, so no one really cares about them. I mean, again, I think it's a throwaway, but I think Damage Control wins due to the fact that either Jade or Bianca turn heel. I'm going to say it's Bianca. So again, really don't care about that match. Okay, this next match is going to be very interesting. This is the 6-pack ladder match for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships, and they've made it known that you have to get both belts. So you got to get the red belt and you got to get the blue belt to win. I think this is an absolutely perfect opportunity for them to split this up. The reason they did that in the first place was with the bloodline. Everybody was undisputed. Well, that's a year old now. So it's a great opportunity to split it up. So what I see happening, I see Judgment Day losing it. I see Miz and R-Truth getting the Raw tag team titles. And then I see, I'm going to say New Catch Republic's going to get the SmackDown. Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. I think they're up and coming. The Austin Theory, Grayson Waller thing, that's going to turn into those two going at each other. One of those guys is going to turn face. So that's what I think about that. But I think it's a great time to split up those tag team championships, put the Raw back on Raw, make tag team wrestling interesting again. Put the Raw back on Raw, put the SmackDown back on SmackDown. So yeah, I think Miz and Austin Truth, they're kind of on fire. So give them the Raw, and Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate, give them SmackDown. So I have plans for Mr. Damian Priest a little later on, so we'll talk about that. Next match, very, very stoked. Oh, Austin Waller got pulled, from my understanding. So yes, Pretty Deadly, I heard about that too, Carlos. Pretty Deadly was rumored to be on there. They'll probably address that on SmackDown. So we'll see if that actually happens. I don't think it even matters because Pretty Deadly's not going to win anyway. So we'll see what happens. All right, next match. Very, very interesting match. I wish they had added a stipulation or added a guest referee, like maybe Rikishi, to this match, but they didn't do that. So it's Jimmy versus Jay. I think it's Jay all the way. Jay, he's main event Jay. I think he's got it. Jimmy's a sidekick. I don't see him being any more than that. Jay's got the charisma. Jay's got the crowd behind him. He's been screwed over by his brother a million times, and we'll see if Solo gets involved too. He might. Now, Kenny, I haven't said that yet. I haven't said that Priest is cashing in yet, so hold on. But we'll get to that. But I see Jay winning this, even though Solo's going to interfere. Reigns and Rock aren't going to interfere. They're too busy with the other guys. But I think Solo will interfere. That's how we get Solo going to interfere, but he's also going to come back later. But I think Jay's got it. I hope Jay's got it. If Jimmy wins, then the main event really is not main event, man. I mean, he loses every main event. So is he really main event? So I say Jay. All right, next one, also interesting, and I'm going to give you guys a stipulation on this one. Intercontinental Championship, Gunther, who is probably my favorite, next to Cody, one of my favorite wrestlers right now. I love everything that Gunther does. I love Gunther. I think he's phenomenal. He's gotten better on the mic. He's a total asshole. His chops, what he did to Dominic Mysterio a couple weeks ago was actually hard to watch, but it was awesome. And I can't stand Sami Zayn. I'm sorry. I think he's severely overrated. I know everybody kind of likes him, but there was huge calls to have what's his name? Damn it, the dude from the Shoosh guy. Yeah, and I agree with that. I think that should have happened. But what I think is going to happen here, Gunther versus Zayn. I think Brock's coming back. And I think we're going to set up that Brock versus Gunther match at SummerSlam. The reason I say that, it could have been photoshopped. I don't know. I have no credibility for this all. It's just an opinion. There was somebody driving down the street. I think it was in, I don't know if you know where it was, but they saw a tractor trailer with Brock and the new advertising for WrestleMania 40. And I think they're trying to get Brock back into it. So we'll see. But I would love to see Gunther and Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. So we'll see if that happens. Let me get to some of your comments. You guys are. Gunther needs to put a little weight back on to become Walter. No, I don't agree, man. I love him the way he is because he's lost the weight and he's like even more dominant than he was before. The transformation he's gone through has been absolutely impressive as hell. And I actually like him this way. I don't like his two little stooges, but I love Gunther. I think he's phenomenal. I'm sorry, don't agree. Tom and Nico, Dirty Dom. Yes. It's like Andre being able to wrestle Bret Hart. Yes, yes. All right. So yeah, I think Gunther, he is very athletic. Yes, very athletic. And Mr. Boom Boom, what's up? I really want to see Gunther and Brock go at it. That would be A plus. All right. This next match, I mean, I could care less. And I think a lot of people are starting to feel this way because we're starting to get to the point where Becky Lynch is just shoved down our throats. And it's like, this needs to kind of stop. So we got Rhea versus Becky. Rhea. That's it. Rhea. That's it. I think it's Rhea. I think it's Rhea. Rhea's on, I mean, she hurt her wrist, but she's on a tear and she's better. And I think we need to move. Becky's had her heyday. I think we need to move on from the Becky Lynch stuff and get Tiffany Stratton going. You know, I'm not a huge fan of Jade Cargill, but I think get Jade Cargill going. Bianca's had her time, but Rhea's top. Nobody's knocking down Rhea anytime soon. I think her reign's going to run kind of like Gunther. Probably not as much as Reigns, but I think Gunther's. So, yeah, Rhea for sure. All right, and the big one for Saturday night main event, Rock and Roman versus Cody and Seth. A lot of things can happen. A lot of things can happen. But what I think is going to happen with this is I think Rock and Roman are going to do it. And I think they're going to do it clean. I don't think Solo's going to interfere or anything. I think Rock and Roman are going to win. And I don't see Seth turning on Cody or anything like that. I hope not. I really do. Because I like Seth the way he is now. I like Cody the way he is now. But I think Rock pins Cody. And that'll kind of eat it, Cody. You know, that'll get him going. And, you know, so per normal WWE, you're going to get your spots. You're going to get Rock and Cody going at it for a while. You're going to get Reigns and Seth going at it for a while. I don't know how much you're going to see of Reigns and Cody. That might be saved for the next night. You get a little bit of Rock and Seth going back and forth, and then we'll see. But I think Rock pins Cody, and that just kind of fires. Because I mean, somebody's got to get pinned. You know, you can't protect Cody and Seth. It's got to be one of the two. So I think Rock pins Cody, puts a big fire in Cody's belly for night 2. And I don't think there's any funny business with Seth or with a lot of people still think Rock's going to turn on Roman. I just don't. I mean, it could happen. There's so many things that could happen. There's so many different options that could happen. It's crazy. Roughshot says Rock and Roman win. Yeah, I think that's really kind of the main feeling. I don't. It's got to be Bloodline rules because we have to add more people into the mix for Sunday night. A clean match, it's not compelling enough. It's not WrestleMania enough. Is Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes clean 1-on-1 compelling enough for people to be excited? Hell no. You need Bloodline rules where, oh my gosh, who could come in and who could interfere? Or who could be on Cody's side? Is Rollins, after taking the loss, still on Cody's side? Who's going to come and interfere? Is it going to be Jimmy? Is it going to be Solo? It's all these things. So I don't see them doing a win for Cody and Seth. It really, honestly, makes no sense at all. And that's kind of what I don't like. The one thing I don't like about the match is I think this one's predictable. Very predictable. So, Jay Philly, what's up, man? Dude, I agree. I would love to see MJF come in. Yeah, I think it'd be awesome. I would love to see MJF, man. Let's see. There's another. Roman turns on Rock. That's a bit of a swerve, man. I can see it. So, if you guys didn't watch the Tonight Show interview, Rock kind of dominated that conversation, and he said there's one, but he didn't. He said there was one. He didn't say there's two, because right now there's two. Eventually, there's going to be a power struggle there in some way. That's going to culminate to a match. We all know that's going to happen. So we'll see. We'll see. Let me check out some of the other comments you guys got going here. MJF, yep. Dustin Rhodes, doubt it. Unless they're going to do the Forbidden Door. That'd be cool. But I'll get to that in a minute. So there you go. Night one, I think it's Rock and Roman without a lot of funny business. Rock pins Cody. Dustin Rhodes. We'll get to that in a minute. All right. MJF in the crowd to antagonize The Rock. I mean, that's gold. That's promo gold. Because I think MJF is one of the best promo men. I think Rock is. I think CM Punk is. And I'll tell you what, I'll give it to Cody and Seth as well. And Roman. They've all gotten so much better. And you watch AEW now compared to WWE, it's night and day. Oh, Mr. Edge, Adam Copeland can say how great AEW is, but it ain't nothing compared to how WWE is now. This is the most excited I've been for WrestleMania since probably WrestleMania 17. So there you go. Did you see MGF and Rock tweets this week? No, I didn't see those. Tyra Aiden Keen officially breaking down the Forbidden Door. Dude, it's happened before once their name broke it down. AEW is boring. I agree. They're more worried about blood, goofy matches, but their storytelling's crap. I mean, every time I look on AEW, it's somebody else. When Jericho's fighting this guy, I'm like, wait, wasn't he just in a thing with Hook and now he's fighting? There's no good storytelling in AEW, and that's really the problem. All right, let me get a drink first. Let's talk about night two, which I think there's a lot of good matches on this, except for maybe two. So the one that nobody cares about, Lashley and the Prophets versus Final Testament, Karrion Kross and AOP. Does anybody even care about this match? It's been a terrible, terrible storytelling. Karrion Kross, I think Karrion Kross has a lot of potential. I really do. I did like his work in NXT. He was bald, had kind of the Stone Cold looking look. He's got the girl. I mean, I know a lot of people say he can't wrestle for shit. I won't disagree with him because he's not the best, but he does have charisma. He's a good bad guy. And I think this is beneath him. I'm going to be honest with you. And honestly, it's beneath Lashley, too. It's beneath all six of them. Profits are great. AOP's never been given a full good chance. Honestly, I would rather see the Profits and AOP in the six-pack tag team match than, Grayson Waller and the Aussie, So I think this match it could be good. You always have that one match. I mean, you were like, wow, that was a lot better than I thought it'd be. This could be that match. But yeah, Lashley, woof. He was on top for quite some time, and man, has he gone down. It's really sad. I think Triple H is going to do the right thing here, and I think he's going to pump up Kross and AOP, and then hopefully work Kross up, because we got that tease that he was going to be challenging Roman like 2 years ago, and it never happened. And I understand that was a Vince thing, and thank God he's gone. But yeah, I think Kross needs build this up. He's got a couple of beasts with him right now, so I don't think there's any weird stuff or anything like that. I think it's a clean pin from Kross to Lashley, because those are really the main guys. So I think that's what's going to happen. So Final Testament wins cleanly. Next one, I think next one's going to be a banger. I think this is going to be a good match. I wish there was more on the line for it, but that's LA Knight and AJ Styles. I am a huge LA Knight guy. I'm also a huge AJ Styles guy. Both great wrestlers. And LA Knight, much like Karrion Kross, kind of been buried a bit, which sucks, because what he did with Roman was actually pretty good. And I think he's a good wrestler. Obviously, he's still got the crowd behind him, even though they're not doing much with him. But I still think Knight is there. Styles right now, Styles is kind of in the twilight. He still holds his own, still does great. I'm happy that he's kind of heel, kind of on his own. They sent all the Good Brothers to NXT, so that's done. But I think Knight gets it. You can't kill. Styles doesn't need this. Why does Styles need this? Styles is a first ballot Hall of Famer in TNA, in WWE, everywhere Styles has ever been, first ballot Hall of Famer, piece of cake, no problem. Knight needs this. Knight needs some momentum. He's got the crowd, but I don't think he's got Triple H and Nick Khan behind him. I don't know if he's got that. So I think he needs this to pump it up. And I think, again, I don't see any outside interference or anything like that. I think Knight gets it. And we'll see. Jay Billy says Cross is so much better than this feud. Dude, I totally agree with you. I think Cross is actually really good. I wish he'd shave his head again. I wish he'd kind of get the Stone Cold look again. Don't get the helmet. The helmet was stupid, but I don't like what they're doing with him. I think he's above that. AJ is definitely one of my faves, but I think he's losing tonight. Totally agree, man. AJ is an all-time great. And the great thing about AJ, he is never hesitant to put somebody over. I think that's his job here. Put over Knight, and let's get it going. Carlos says LA Knight versus Styles feud is a lot like, I could put these on there. There we go. LA Knight versus Styles feud is a lot like Triple H versus Orton. That's where they got the storyline, dude, because showing up at his house, pretending that he's security, all that. Yeah, you're absolutely right, man. And that was a good feud, too, but there was so much more on the line. The WWE title was on the line. There's nothing on the line but respect. And I don't like that. I would like to see this as an IC match or, Intercontinental title or, I was really hoping for Knight versus Logan Paul. So Knight could kick the living shit out of him because I can't stand Logan Paul. Speaking of Logan Paul, next match, United States triple threat. Logan Paul versus Orton versus Owens. Let me get to a couple more comments before I give you guys this one. Styles, I'm excited for the match. I'm thinking he is definitely matched like Brett and Austin. I don't know if I'm going to compare him to Brett and Austin, dude, but okay. He's not quite there, but, he is good. That was a film in Austin for yes. So, United States triple threat. Paul versus Orton versus Owens. Honestly, I'm good with Orton or Owens winning. I can't stand Logan Paul. Logan Paul is everything bad with WWE, where you've got this social media, whatever, apparently he's famous. Apparently he's popular. The only time I watch his show is when he has WWE stars on it. And I think, I don't know. Again, KO and Orton, this is kind of beneath them, especially KO. Randy's a little more in the twilight of his career. I know he can go. The dude is jacked, beyond jacked. But for Kevin Owens, it's like I get to here, and then I go all the way down, and I got to work my way back up. And then I get to the top again. Roman kicks my ass. I go all the way down. I got to work my way back up. And that's what irritates me, what they do with Owens, because Owens is a main eventer. Easy. Great on the mic. Great wrestler. Does things a man of his size should not be able to do. And why he's not in the main event, why is Drew McIntyre there and not Owens? You guys tell me. Is Drew McIntyre that much better than Kevin Owens? No, he's not. So I'm good with this. I actually think Logan Paul's going to retain though, because he's Triple H is all over his nuts. So and T3, you're right. Logan Paul's good for WWE, and that's kind of the problem. Is that I'm a big believer in you got to earn your stripes. You got to earn your way in. He has not done that. He has not done that at all. Why is he in? There's guys who have worked their asses off for 20 years that are not in a main event with Roman Reigns in India, and he is. And that's ridiculous, I think, man. But, whatever. Prime tastes like butt cherry freeze is good. Yeah. Did you try the chicken prime? Gotta wish to give KO the win and the belt. The dude does. Yeah, dude, exactly what I'm saying. KO, that's got to be the sentimental favorite, I think. It's good to see Randy do that. But again, Randy's got 14 just WWE championships. I think he's got over 20 total. So, KO, I think KO is the sentimental favorite, but I don't see him winning. I see Logan Paul doing it. And then maybe we'll get an LA Knight versus Logan Paul at SummerSlam. I will give it to Logan Paul one thing, though. He is full-time now. There's that. He's committed. I'll give him that. But he didn't earn his stripes. And that kind of bugs me. So, Logan Paul retains. I think he pins Orton, actually. Outside interference. He's going to use the brass knuckles. You know how he does it. He's going to cheat. It's not going to be clean. But I think he pins Orton for the win. All right, let's see what else you guys got here for me. Okay, hold on, Kenny. We're not there yet, buddy. Hold on. Yes, I agree. He should have started NXT. Just because you're a social media influencer, like I am, like T3 is, like all you guys who have YouTube channels are, why do you get to skip the line? That's not cool, man. I mean, earn your stripes. Earn your stripes. But, I don't know. Yes. So it was like an April Fool's thing where they sent it out to, I don't even know who they sent it out to. It was Kentucky Fried Chicken Prime. And it even said on the Bible, or on the, not on the Bible, the Bible, it said on the bottle, do not drink. And all these people are drinking it and they are like nearly gagging and throwing up from it. So yeah, it was absolutely horrible. Logan's athletic, fun to watch, but I still, absolutely. I'll take him over his jackass brother any day, which I hope Tyson knocks the shit out of him and gets him out of boxing because he's no. And if he thinks Logan loses, sets him up to win Money in the Bank. I mean, why though? Why? Why does he need Money in the Bank? He's already been in a freaking championship match. He has a championship. I don't think so. I could see Knight winning Money in the Bank, honestly. I think Knight wins Money in the Bank. But they better do something with Priest soon. So, all right, WWE Women's Championship. This is probably the easiest match to predict on the entire card. Bayley's winning. Bayley's probably going to have to fight the entire Damage Control roster, all of them, but she's winning. Now, I think the one question here is, does Dakota Scott, is that her name? Whatever the hell her name is, Dakota, the only girl who speaks English in Damage Control. Does she do a flip? Does she go back and get on Bayley's side and help her out with all the other ones? Could happen. But I think Bayley, Bayley's never really had a match on her own in WrestleMania. So yeah, I think Bayley wins, and I think it's easy. Honestly, I think it's the Io Sky championship run has been absolutely god awful. I mean, it is one of the worst championship runs, man, woman, ever. When has she actually defended that damn thing? She defends her championship less than Roman Reigns does. I have no idea why they put the belt on her to start with, but it's time to get it off her. Give it to Bayley. Bayley's amazing. She's always done good. So, easy call. You think Knight would be a good pick? Dude, I think it. I could see Knight. I could see Karrion Kross. Who else could I say? That'd be my two big one. Yeah. But I hope not. Those are annoying. I think Bayley's got a good character right now. Don't set her back. Don't put her back. That's one character that's fine to get the fans on your side, but don't go back to that. That's a huge mistake. Don't do that. I hope not. Bayley's off. Yeah, absolutely. You missed the 2-man, dude. That was one of the coolest things ever. Is when she took that little axe and cut up all the 2-men. I hated that. It was like a 5-year-old going out there to wrestle, and it was just it's kind of ridiculous. But hey, that's cool, Kenny. It's all good. All right, the big guns. World Heavyweight Championship match. Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre. All right, here comes the cash-in. This is where the cash-in is going to happen, I think. I think this is where the cash-in happens. Why the cash-in would happen for Reigns and Cody would be, that makes no sense. It makes zero sense at all. It makes total sense that it happens with Seth versus Drew because Priest has kind of been part of this the whole time. He's tried numerous times to cash in, and Drew's messed it up, or he's messed it up for Drew. And I think they're hiding that. They're keeping it on lockdown. But I think this is where it ultimately comes in. I think Seth needs a break. Honestly, I think his knee. I don't know everything. Obviously, I just kind of go with what I see and what I watch. But I think Seth loses. I think Drew's too focused on the crowd because that's what he wants, because he's an egomaniac. And he's down, and in typical Money in the Bank fashion, Priest comes in, hits him down. Priest comes in. 1, 2, 3, down. And okay, so Jay Philly, good point, man. Punk on commentary comes in, hits Drew with the GTS. Priest. Yes, Punk is going to get involved in one way or another. If you saw Ariel's interview with him, I watched the whole thing the other day. or yesterday. Punk is not as hurt as everybody thinks he is. Punk's going to get involved in one way or another. And I think he's got a great point. I think Punk gets involved. Will it contribute to Priest cashing in? Maybe. It could happen. But I think the ultimate end game, Seth loses. Seth's been champion for over 300 days. His time's up. He needs surgery, I think, or at least more rehab. Let's hope he gets through both matches, by the way. But yeah, Priest comes in, cashes in on Drew. And we have a World Heavyweight Championship by the name of Damian Priest. And I actually think he will go face. I think he's leaving Judgment Day. And I think that slowly starts to fall apart. You know, Rhea's kind of fallen away. You know, Finn Balor, what the hell does Finn Balor do anymore except get welts on his forehead? Not much. Not much. So the one thing that keeps me from this prediction a little bit is that they're doing another Clash at the Castle, and I know there's a pay-per-view coming up where it's in Gunther's homeland, and it could be Drew versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship if they decide to do that. But I don't think that's going to happen yet. I think we're going to get the Gunther versus Brock at SummerSlam for the IC, and I think Priest, we're going to get into a Priest Drew kind of thing with a little bit of CM Punk on the side. And then Priest reign's probably going to be short. I think Drew will get it back, maybe even as soon as Backlash or Money in the Bank. And then that sets up for Seth's return at SummerSlam, where you got Seth, Drew, Punk, SummerSlam main event for World Heavyweight Championship. So that's what I think. I think I love Drew's character right now. I love what a smartass he is. I love what he's doing. I think it's some of Drew's best work. I really do. And it's actually pretty damn hilarious. But you got to get him and Punk and Seth all together at once. And I think that'll happen in SummerSlam. So Priest, the problem with that is that was a decision made by you-know-who, and now Hunter's got to deal with it. And that's kind of the problem. Hunter's got to deal with a lot of crap that the crazy old man left, and you've got to do something with it. He can't not cash it in the right way. You know, it's got to be, you know, it's like what they did with Theory. Cashed it in for the United States title. That was terrible. And that was another Vince blunder. This is another Vince blunder that Triple H has to fix. So we'll see what he does. Jay Philly, you're also on the right track with that too. Dress he with Seth Punk and Priest, maybe four-way. Maybe. The only reason I balk at that a little bit is that Priest really doesn't have too much with, he has a little bit with Seth, but nothing with Punk. So I think Priest is just going to be kind of a stopgap for maybe a month or two. Drew wins it back, and then we end up with Reigns, Punk, Seth. So that'll give Seth some time to take off. 4 months. And that's what we get. And I think Punk wins. Because I think Punk needs it. All right, the big one. Everybody cares about what's going to happen. Undisputed WWE Universal Championship. Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes. Bloodline rules. This is going to be chaos, I think. I think it's going to be complete and utter chaos. And I heard a lot of opinions on this. And give me one sec. Let's look at Kenny's comment here. Drew made me laugh so hard with his comments are all. Yeah, it was great. I mean, he hung with Punk on the mic, which is very hard to do. I mean, very hard to do. All right, T3, I disagree with you on this. Reigns retains. No. If he does, it is the worst booking decision in the history of professional wrestling. Because why are you going to have a guy win Royal Rumble 2 years straight, only to lose 2 years straight? It makes no sense. And what it does is it delegitimate. How do I say that? There's no legitimacy to the Royal Rumble anymore if you win. If you're just going to win it and then go and lose at WrestleMania every time, who the hell cares about it? You know, I don't think so. I think Hunter's going to do the right thing. I think he's going to win. Now, this is how I think it's going to go down. I think Cody wins. I know Solo gets involved. I know Jimmy gets involved. I know Rock gets involved. I know Seth gets involved. I know Jay gets involved. I know that Sami Zayn gets involved. And I also know that John Cena gets involved. And I think John Cena takes care of The Rock because I think they want a little bit of blood there still. So I think Jay takes out Jimmy. Actually, no, I'm going to retract that. I meant to say Cena takes out Solo because Solo thinks that he's taking care of Cena. Cena's gone forever, right? So Cena takes care of Solo. Jay takes care of Jimmy. Zayn gets involved, helps him out a little bit. So then you've got Roman, Cody, Rock. I'm going to go with you guys. I think Rock turns on him. I think he rock bottoms him. I think he makes him mad in some way and asserts who is really the true tribal chief, who's in charge. So I think Rock does turn on Roman in this match. Leaving it, all the dust settles. You got Cena. There's whispers of Stone Cold coming back. I think Stone Cold's got nothing to do with this. Unless he comes at Rock. That could happen. But I think that's what happens. Rock bottoms him, being Roman Reigns. Something happens. I don't really know what. Walks out. Cody and Roman are there to finish it. All the chaos is going on. Everybody's gone. They go in the crowd. They go backstage. They all work it out. You know how they do it. They clear the dust. You got Roman. You got Cody. Cody gets him. Cody's champion. Cody's earned it. I mean, he's earned it. And I watched the documentary with Roman. I don't like his attitude. And I don't like the Roman Reigns attitude. And I don't like the Joe and Anoa'i attitude either. This whole, if I'm not on top, I'm not going to be here. I mean, who is he? Brock Lesnar? He needs a break. And if he was to retain, I think it's the absolute worst decision in all of WWE, AEW, New Japan, TNA, all of wrestling ever. I think it's a terrible decision if Reigns retains. Because what do you do with Cody? Cody just signed a multi-year deal. He'll be there. What are you going to do with him? He's obviously not in the World Heavyweight Championship discussion. You know, he has been the champion this whole year without the belt. Roman's got the belt, but Cody's been the one who's the actual champion. So I think Cody wins. And I think that all the people that have been done wrong by the bloodline have a hand in this and have a say in this. Sami Zayn, Jay, Cena, all these guys, Sammy, all those guys, I think they all have a say in this. And I think they all help them. And don't be surprised if by some weird way, Orton gets involved too. Because this is like the beginning. What I think is going to happen is the beginning of the downfall of the bloodline. So what this will do is it'll set up Roman versus Rock either at SummerSlam or next year's WrestleMania for more of a head of the table type match. Forget the championship. The championship's on Cody, but then we get the Rock versus Roman thing. Who's coming out to help Cody? I just told you. Jay, Cena, Sammy, all those guys. Let's face it, when Brock held his hand up at SummerSlam, Cody won the title. Yeah. I mean, he has acted like a champion. You know, Cody, Roman calls him a politician, and he might be a little bit, but Cody is, he's kind of the, let's see, who could wear, he's kind of the Cena. He's kind of, you need somebody, we need a face champion now. And we need to get off this whole Roman's going to break the Hulk Hogan thing, or God forbid this Bruno Sammartino thing. We don't need that. WWE has a really big problem with keeping belts on people too long. I mean, and that's men and women. They keep the belts on them way too long, and it's no good. It's too long. Now, I don't like the 1 month champions either, but 6 months, 8 months, fine. But 3, what is this? 3, almost 4 years on Roman. It's got to change. It's got to change. Great storytelling with the bloodline, but I think Cody wins. So we'll see. Let me get back to you guys' comments here. So I answered that. No, not Stone Cold. I don't think Stone Cold's involved in this. I could be wrong. Like I said, there's so many damn things that can happen with this. And that's what I like about it. It's going to be a surprise no matter what happens, because there's no way it's going to be a clean match. Cody versus Roman. They do their spot for 30 minutes. No one interferes, and Cody pins Roman. That's not going to happen. That's not good TV. There's no way they're going to do that. It's not interesting. When you put bloodline rules in, that opens the door literally for anything. Anybody could turn heel. Anybody could turn face. Yeah, it makes too much sense. That's why the tag match is a little dumb. I heard Roman versus Rock could be at the next Saudi show. It could be. It could be Saudi show, could be SummerSlam, could be next year's WrestleMania. Cody ran AEW. Of course, he's going to act like a punk. Well, that's true. My God, could you imagine? Oh, no, don't even say that. You shouldn't even put that on the internet, man. That's terrible. We don't want that. That was a different era. And that's what people need to realize, is that those eras were different. Hulk Hogan, anybody who compares Hulk Hogan to Roman Reigns needs their head checked. Roman Reigns, whether anybody wants to admit it or not, is still force-fed down our throats. Is he better? Oh, hell yeah, he's way better than he was. He ain't saying suffering succotash anymore, thank God. But he is, and Hulk was too. But Hulk had a little more mystique about him. He was a little more, natural. People really took to Hulk Hogan. I mean, that was the only wrestler I knew when I was a kid, was Hulk Hogan. I knew Andre the Giant a little bit, Warrior, but Hulk Hogan was it. You don't go right now and say, who's your favorite wrestler? How many people are saying Roman Reigns? I guarantee you're going to have more people say Cody Rhodes than Roman Reigns. Just look at the backlash that WWE got when they tried to do Rock versus Roman. The Cody crybabies stepped up, and Triple H had no option but to do and put us where we are now. Because if he didn't, his ass had been fired. So there you go. Roman Reigns is Taker helps. Well, that would be interesting. I don't know about that, but we'll see. And this is what you guys are saying right here, is exactly the reason this match is so damn unpredictable. Rumor MJF could help Cody. MJF, Stone Cold, Cena. There's so many people. Punk could come in and help Cody. There's so many things that can happen. That's why I like this last match. And that's why it has to be bloodline rules. I agree with Yukon. Those are like the 4 best words in the English dictionary, man. Thank you. Thank you for agreeing with me. But I really think that match is must-see TV. I think it's going to be great no matter what happens, as long as Reigns does not win. I've said this many times, and I've never kept true to my word, but I will take a significant break from WWE if Reigns wins, because that's not listening to your audience. That's not giving a shit what your audience thinks. And it's just not you. Cody Rhodes said it best. He had a interview with Ariel. Forgot the dude's last name, but I watched it today. He's like, the thing about wrestling in general, the storytelling, is you need to listen to the fans. You don't need to listen to them be there, kind of be their bitch all the time and just do everything they want, but you do need to listen. And there's a huge outcry for Cody to be champion right now. And there's a huge outcry for somebody that's there all the damn time to be champion right now. We haven't had that. I mean, Brock was champion how long before Reigns? It has been so long since we had the top guy as a full-time workhorse, other than Seth. I'll give Seth his flowers because he's done great. Seth Rollins, probably my second favorite wrestler. Phenomenal. Does great. But it's been so long since we've had that top guy be every single. I think the other one little thing that I wouldn't like about Cody winning is he goes to SmackDown. But that's okay. He would have to go to SmackDown because you can't have the 2 champions on one show, even though Roman Reigns likes to do that. So there's a whole list of possible names who could. Yeah, that's exactly right, man. That's exactly. If Roman wins it, it's going to be like Disney's Board of Vogue yesterday. I mean, yes. And let's not forget now, no disrespect to the good people of Philadelphia, but if Cody doesn't win, you saw the outcry for the Rock Reigns main event. what's going to happen in Philadelphia? They have been known to kind of burn the town down when their professional sports teams win. What's going to happen? I mean, is there going to be rioting? I mean, it's a possibility. It's a possibility. People are very passionate about this stuff. You guys can probably tell how passionate I am. I love wrestling. I've loved wrestling for the last 25 years, except for that whole ruthless aggression era. Right now, I think it's the best it's been since Attitude Era, and I love what The Rock's doing, and heel Rock works because he's just doing great, man. Watch some ECW highlights from back in the day. ECW is too much for me, honestly, man. It was too much. ECW kind of reminds me of how AEW is trying to go now. It was too much. I like I can't really say, yeah, the chairs and stuff. I like it that it's not super uncomfortable anymore. You know, if you guys remember the Attitude Era, they beat the shit out of each other. There's blood flowing like wine, and it got a little uncomfortable. And that's one thing I like. Because my kids watch it a little bit too. One thing I like about wrestling right now is it doesn't get too uncomfortable. It did get a slight bit uncomfortable at the end of Raw the other night. Rock's whipping the hell. He even whipped the referee. He's whipping the hell out of Cody with his own belt. Whipped the referee. Yeah. Oh, from the Philly. Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. Yes. And Zach, you're absolutely right. Heel Rock is what brought me back to WD after Bray died. Final Boss Rock. No, Final Boss Rock is like the most ruthless, the most biggest a-hole the Rock's ever been. I mean, he's living up to the Final Boss, and I think there's a little bit of code in that name. I do agree with everybody that Rock will turn on Roman eventually. And we'll see when that happens, but it's going to happen. That match is still going to happen. For some reason, they think people want to see that. And I do want to see it if the title's not involved. Because if the title's involved, we already know what's going to happen. Roman's going to win. They're not putting the belt on a 53-year-old Dwayne Johnson. That makes no sense. So that's why people had the outpouring and the outcry for Cody, among the other reasons that they did, because Rock versus Roman for the title, that's boring. We know what's going to happen. Roman's winning. He's retaining. 100%. No question. So that's it. There you go. 47 minutes of talking WrestleMania, but I think it's going to be a good show. I'll be in and out of it, so we'll see. I think the way I went in order is the way it's going to go. So, your shitty matches will be, they probably need to spread things out a little bit. But again, I think the championship matches and the tag match is not going to be as good as the undisputed match. I don't think it's going to be as good as the World Heavyweight Championship match either. So, sleeper match to be the best, Night Styles. I think that's a sleeper match to be the best. Final Boss Rock turns babyface, helps Cody because it will make up for his product lines dipping. He hasn't been around, has he? Under Armour stock's going down, man. I don't know. I think Rock has said, or his people have said, one of his 500 people that he has, this is not kind of to WrestleMania and done. I think since he's on the board with TKO, let's all be real here. Ratings are up, ticket prices are up, all this stuff's up, merchandise all up because of Rock. And that's just being real with all you guys, is that, Rock has really made this run to WrestleMania fun and made it very interesting. It's kind of must-see TV right now. So much, I even have my wife watching this. And I told her, I was like, are you going to watch 5 hours of WrestleMania with me on Saturday, Sunday? And she's like, yeah. So there you go. I mean, even the wives are watching it. So I think it's good stuff, guys. But there you are. Thanks for coming in, guys. Appreciate you guys checking it out. For all you guys on the replay, leave me your comments. Let me know what you guys think is going to happen. Leave me your predictions. And you can go watch the other billion videos, prediction videos, all through the internet, all through YouTube, because there's a million of them. But wanted to get my 2 cents in because I love wrestling. So that'll do it, guys. I appreciate you. Get to a couple more here. Oh, that was weird. A couple more comments. We're doing my late birthday party. Nice, man. I love it. Yes, Mr. Boom Boom, you come on back. Rock had to go back to WWE because Black Guy. It's true. Actually, the writer's strike was the best thing to happen. Or it wasn't writers, the actor strike, all that stuff. It was really the best thing to happen for WWE because it freed up The Rock to come back. And I don't think anybody expected us to get a heel Rock, which was good. Good writing by Triple H. Triple H, hats off to you, man. You've done good. Now, don't pull a Vince and have Roman retain. Don't be like your father-in-law. Rise above that crazy old codger. All right, guys. You guys have a good one. New video dropping at 6 p.m. I got a whole slew of stuff to open, so I'm opening it, giving you guys my reaction on all the stuff I got. So check it out if you want to. And it's like a 25-minute long video, so check it out. And then Yakking with Yukon with Gary's Grails on Sunday, 5 p.m. Central Time, due to wrestling. So check that out, too. I know me and Gary are going to be talking a lot of wrestling, so come on by, guys. All right, see you guys later. You guys have a good night. Later.